This is Coach Al, and I am here with a quick little strength and conditioning body weight style that is going to be knee friendly. So why this is important to me is I get a lot of people who, just like me, get tendonitis in their knee, are recovering from ACL tears, or we tend to feel little pops and twists and things that just don't feel as good, specifically when we do lunges and squats. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to work into that lower body, how to work into the core, and how to work into the upper body with just your body weight. So this is just, like I said, nice and quick. You can take little notes and then expand this later on once you've done it with me. So we're going to start with one of my favorite moves. So if you haven't warmed up, this is actually a great warm up where you're going to kind of like love and hate me. If you're already warmed up, that's great. And if you need to pause this video, go warm up, then go warm up and come on back to me and we'll get rocking and rolling. But we're going to start with inchworms. And then as we're doing these inchworms, then we're going to incorporate a push-up with them. And if you're like, oh my gosh, Al, now that you said push-up, I'm out. Just bear with me. Fall in love with the process of the push-up because it's such a good core workout. So inchworms are making sure I have space right in front of me. I'm going to have feet hip distance apart. I'm going to hinge at the waist, come into a forward fold. Now, if we're super tight in the back of our legs, you can bend the knees as generously as you need to. Biggest thing here that a lot of people do is they'll let their knees like spread out to give themselves that space in the hips to forward fold. Keep the knees straight forward. 2 railroad tracks. They don't bend off to the side. So we can bend the knees generously or come into that forward fold. Fingertips are hands down on the ground. Engage the core as you walk out into that plank. Pause. Walk the hands back to the feet. Stand on up. Come back into that forward fold. Walk it out. Hold the plank. Bring it on back. And you might be a little different than me. That's fine in terms of speed. But make sure you come all the way out into that plank. Good. Incorporate the push-ups now. So we're going to come all the way down to that forward fold. Walk it down to the plank. Give that push-up. Walk it back. Ooh, a little slippery on the floor. Getting a little spicy in here. You can go down to the knees if you need to. So I have a lot of people who are building up that strength into their push-ups. You can absolutely drop to the knees. You can come halfway down, lift the knees, and bring it back up. 2 more. That's it. So inchworms are just a phenomenal full body movement. And then in those push-ups, we're going to start to wake up that upper body. Nice job. Last one. Good. Walk it up, stand up, shake out the body. We're going to work into those legs now. This is one of my favorite moves. This is called a good morning. So this is a great way to work into a deadlift, work into those hammies and those glutes while taking the pressure off of the knees. So we're going to start with a narrow RDL style, which is Romanian deadlift. And the only difference between a good morning and deadlift is where your weight's distributed. So good mornings tend to be body weight because I'm not holding a barbell or dumbbells down low, or it's holding a weight at the chest. So if you have weights and you want to bring like a goblet style weight, feel free. Feet hip distance apart, slight bend in the knee. We never want to lock out. And then from here, I like my hands at my chest or behind the head. Engage the core, and then you're going to hinge at the waist. So I'm going to engage the core, press the booty back, 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 back. And then my head and eye gaze naturally comes down. I'm going to stop halfway. I'm not coming into a forward fold. Notice at this point, I'm not letting the belly droop. Core is engaged. Eye gaze is straight down. Spine is nice and neutral. I'm going to press into the heels, squeeze the glutes, lengthen through the hips, stand up. And you're just going to work right here. So what I see a lot of people do is 2 things. Number 1, they rush it. So I'm not saying go like snail pace like this, but I'm not saying do this, okay? Because then we're just rocking the hips and like hopefully you heard my hair whip. We're not, Will Smith's daughter. We're not whipping the hair back and forth. We are finding consistent controlled movement. Really pushing that booty out and back. Squeeze the glutes as you come on up. Really focusing on that core engagement, right? And what's nice is we're not really doing anything with the knees. This is all hips and glutes. So we still get that posterior side of stretching. Good. Give me 3 more. Last 2. And let the eye gaze follow Because what I see a lot of people do is they'll do this. Eyes up or like tucking in and like looking through. Now what you can also do is you can spread the feet out too and play around with it. We're not going to do too many of these, but you can just spread the feet out. Feet are pointing straight forward and you can come into a wide stance. Good morning. And that will actually give like a really big, nice hamstring stretch. And you want to remember, push that booty out, out, out. Slight bend in the knees, squeeze the glutes, press into the heels. All right. So good mornings. Phenomenal movement, especially in the morning. Note the name. Just really gets a good stretch in that backside. Now we're going to work into some legs and balance work. So this is huge because we can work into stability, we can work into core, and we're still taking out all these like lunges and stuff. So if you get frustrated with balance, I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath. We're just practicing. The body does different things at different times. So today might be really good balance and today might be really shitty balance. And you know what? Both are great. You're going to start with the knee up. So we're going to have right knee up, left leg is our stability, and then hands at chest or hands behind. And you are going to then kick the foot behind you as you come back into that hinge. You're going to pause into that hinge. We're stabilizing through the left. Right toes are pointing straight down. Toes should not be rotated and pointing out because then my hip follows. We want to be square to the ground. We're going to engage the core. This is tough to hold. All my yogis should know this because they're phenomenal at it. And then I'm going to bend the knee, lengthen through the hips, drive that knee up. And driving this knee up really works into that glute, works into my back, and works into the hips. And I'm just going to go back and forth here. Now, if you screw up, if you're like, oh my God, I'm wobbly, floor catches you. Floor's got you. You got you. And if we're aiming for perfection, we got a long fitness journey ahead of us. I will say that. So like I said, it's all about showing up. It's all about putting in the practice and just feeling out the body, allowing us to make mistakes. In fact, I always tell athletes, like, I encourage us to make mistakes. Like, I'm super wobbly, and that's great because now I can keep learning and growing. Give me a couple more right here. And you can always tap the foot down just like I did. Last one. Good. Let's switch sides. So I'm just going to flip this way just so you can see my leg. Same thing. Now my right leg's my stabilizing leg. Left knee is driving up. So I'm working into that glutes, those hips, quads and hammies. And then I'm going to hinge, kick the foot back. Remember, back toes are pointing straight down. Hips are square, shoulders are square, core is pulled in and engaged. And then I'm going to drive the knee back up. Finding that muscle control, using the breath so I can exhale as I drive that knee up. And I can inhale as I press back. And my ankle is wobbling back and forth. This is ironically my bad. I'm really right dominant, but because I've rolled on my ankle so many times in trail riding last season, my stability is not as great on my right foot anymore. And that's great because now I'm getting better and better as I practice. Give me a couple more. Think about that core as your engagement because the core is definitely what helps us with the balance. Bring that breath. Whew. And like I said, we're going to see me struggle with this side. And that is, in my book, amazing. Last one. Nice job. Good. Shake out the legs because that stabilizing leg works a ton here. And now we're just going to finish with one ab move because we did full body interims to the push-ups. We got a little bit of legs in, and because I want to keep this short and quick, we're going to work into the abs now. So we're going to come down to the ground and continue to work onto that core. And what we're going to do is we are going to do leg lifts and then a hollow hold. So I'm going to sit on my booty, sit up nice and tall, core is engaged, legs extended straight out. Hands behind the booty, and you can have the fingertips kind of face out to the side as you open up the chest and you have a slight bend in the elbows. From here, the more I lean back, the more support I'm going to get from my body. The more I sit up nice and tall and even let go of the floor, the more challenging it's going to be. And all I'm going to do is just spread the feet out about hip distance apart. And I am going to just lift up one leg and then lift up the other. It sounds so simple, but we're going to want to round in the back. And we're going to want to lean back and come into the C curve. So to sit nice and tall, find that support. Just work on lifting one heel up at a time. Keep that chest open. Keep that core engaged. If you can let go without rounding in the back, I'm kind of like in and out there. That's great. And this is huge for the quads. Like this looks so simple where you're like, oh yeah, I got this. But then if you haven't done these, this is a great way to strengthen the quads without going into lunges or into those squats. And you're just going to work right here. And once again, it works into the core because we want to just dump into the lower back. You're going to sit up nice and tall, engage the core. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you come down. Give me 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Let's lay on our back. Finish up with deep core exercises that aren't planks, and we're going to do the hollow hold. 1 round, 30 seconds just to complete this. So we're going to then pull the belly button down, lift the legs up, nice and straight. Head and shoulders are lifted. Arms extend above the head or at the chest. If this is too much, because we could be shaking a ton, we could be feeling in our lower back, you're going to bend the knees in and work on that little pelvis tilt. Imprint the spine, pull the belly button down, and then you can start to slowly lengthen those legs out. And then still just work on breathing as you pull the belly down. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees in, rock on up. So these are just really great examples. And like I said, take these moves if those knees need a break, incorporate them, do them for a little bit longer, do them multiple rounds, but enjoy strengthening the body without feeling like we have to push past through this pain, right? Acknowledge the pain, take care of the body. We can still get you just as strong as anyone else. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming and showing up. My name is Coach Al. See you guys later.